They did another study with preemies. You know what a preemie is, right? Babies born prematurely, and they had them in their little incubator places.
Are we talking about humans?
Yeah, in this case it was humans. And so they had two sets, all of them randomly assigned to either the control group or the experimental group. They were all kind of in the same same ward in this hospital, but they were all kind of in the same state as far as their premature level. They were all in fine shape. They were just born prematurely. And so what they did is, for 15 minutes a day, they would have somebody come in and pick up this group of preemies. The control group didn't get any of this, but they would pick up and cuddle the preemie for 15 minutes a day. Okay, every one of the preemies in this group, yes. This group didn't get any of the kinesthetic tactile stimulation, love. And amongst the many different things that they looked at, they found that these preemies who got the touch, who got the love, grew 50% more weight per day than this group. There's research to show that more people die, those of you who are in the stress class, in the face-to-face class, remember this, more people die on Monday morning at 9 o'clock than any other time of the week. What's going on at Monday morning at 9 o'clock that's different than any other time of the week?
Morning news.
Sports Center's over, sports talk show's over. Dang, they're still not playing NBA basketball. Wait, no, they are.
Family goes to work.
Yeah, you go to work, and most people hate their jobs. There is another day of the year that more people die on than any other day of the year, and it's not April 15th. That's the one that's my least favorite day of the year. No?
New Year's Day.
Close and close. Day after Christmas. The day after Christmas, there are more deaths in this country than any other day.
I was just going to say, when I worked at the mortuary, New Year's Day, that week was really bad.
That was a big day.
But New Year's Day was like the day.
You'd see more on that day?
Yeah,
when you're there?
That's one mortuary, so I don't know what other stuff.
But you're in that same vicinity of time. What's going on that period of time? What that's different than every other week of the year?
New Year's resolution.
You got to face your next year. Okay, family's going home. Christmas is over, so all the anticipation of what you wanted maybe didn't get realized, buddy.
Yeah, like the whole hype after Christmas, like you're all happy you eat Christmas and your hopes are really up and then the day afterwards, it's like that.
Yeah.
Never did.
Yeah. It's really interesting. There was one study, I went to a conference, the National Wellness Conference a few years ago, and there's this guy who's talking about heart disease. And he said, so when you think of heart disease, and you think of what are the risk factors for heart disease, what are the common ones that come to mind when you think, oh, you got to be careful about, blah, fill in the blank. What comes to mind as the common risk factors that most of us in America recognize are risk factors for heart disease? So, okay, diet, exercise, what's cholesterol, stress, some, what? Being a male, you are higher risk if you're a male. How old you are, what?
Minorities.
Yeah, a little.
But it's not like
African Americans are a higher risk than other Americans. How do you tell? Okay, this is off from that, but how do you tell? What is the greatest predictor for how long you will live. Do you know? This is an interesting
told us
something.
this.
Do you remember that?
Doesn't it have to do with your grandparents?
Yeah, how old your grandparents were. Well, how old you are for heart disease, as you age, you get, your risk increases, just that's the way it is. But here's the thing that this guy mentioned in this presentation he was giving at the National Wellness Conference. He said, of those common risk factors, you know, the smoking, high cholesterol, poor diet, overweight, diabetes, all of these different risk factors, 50% of the people who have heart disease have none of those risk factors. Did you get that? 50% of the people who, so we have 1,700 people dying every day of heart disease in America. 1,700 people are dying today, will die today from heart disease. 50% of them have none of the classic risk factors.